What's up, guys? So I'm back today. Uh, People were asking me about the new Tony Stewart sprint car game that's coming out and what my thoughts were on the trailer and what I was thinking about the game. So I looked into it. I saw the trailer, and I'm looking at an article. I'm gonna just quickly read through it, and then I'll tell you what my thoughts are. So it says here Tony Stewart sprint car racing game launches February 14. We're just about a week away. 5 days after he was introduced into the Hall of Fame, it was revealed, okay, he's going to have his own game. Monster Games, a former developer of the NASCAR Heat Series. So, before I move on with that, we now know that Monster Games, the guys that actually developed the NASCAR Heat Series, they're no longer developing the Heat Series. I didn't even realize that until late yesterday. So I'm not sure what's going on. I guess 704 is now the developer, and Monster Motorsport Games is the publisher. I'm not really sure. I'm kind of guessing. Whatever's going on, when I spoke to Steve Hood yesterday, he basically said there's a lot of restructuring going on, right? So I'm not 100% sure who's actually working on the game, and or whether they're building off of NASCAR Heat 4 and they're going to continue that, or whether they're going to retool. I don't think they are. I think that would have been evident, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm confident they are going to come out at some point and they're going to let us know all these details. So Monster Games is not making the actual Heat games anymore, but they made this game. All right. So okay, Monster Games, former developer of NASCAR Heat Series, has partnered with the three-time Cup champion to produce Tony Stewart's Sprint Car Racing, which will be released digitally on Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Okay, so it's going to be just a digital release, which is fine, on February 14 and sold for $30. Okay, that's a big detail. I'll explain why. The game will feature 410 wing sprint cars and TQ midgets. I guess quarter midgets. I don't know a lot about dirt racing, so bear with me. And from the All Star Circuit of Champions, the dirt racing series Stewart owns, players will also be able to race 305 wingless sprint cars. Okay, I think I saw those in the trailer. They look pretty cool, by the way. So that's three series of cars. Okay. The game's career mode will allow players to work their way up through the ranks, racing on 24 unique dirt tracks. Multiplayer allows 25-player online races. Along with Stewart, you will be able to play as Aaron Rutzel, defending champion of the All-Star Circuit of Champions. Okay, that's telling. I'll tell you in a minute. I'm really excited to partner with Monster Games on this opportunity. The team has done a great job of putting in the hands of anybody knows quick hitting action, sprint car racing, qualifying heat races. Okay. All right, I'm going to tell you what I think. Again, it's just speculation on my part from what I've seen in the trailer and from what I'm seeing here with this press release. From what I saw, uh, I would expect the game to feel almost completely like NASCAR Heat 4, the Dirt Series, right? So let's just say you took NASCAR Heat 4 and you got rid of the NASCAR side of things and only had the dirt. That's what this looks like to me. It looks like it. I can't tell you if the physics have been tweaked or not, but that's the feel I get. There's 24 unique dirt tracks. They're all I believe that most of them, or if not all of them, are fantasy tracks. I like fantasy stuff. I don't. I'm not somebody who really gets bothered by having licensed official tracks and things like that. In a NASCAR game, yeah, you got to have the licensed tracks. But I'm not against things like fantasy drivers, fantasy sponsorships, things like that. I'm totally open with stuff like that. I think a lot of times if you try to get every single, licensed product, and it really makes things difficult. And I like fantasy sponsors, we've had them in the past and that's not an issue. So you got these unique dirt tracks, and the fact that they're fantasy tracks, I think it gives developers a lot more room to use their imagination and come up with some really cool setups, or racetracks, I should say. Along with Stewart, you'll be able to play as Aaron Rutzel. That's the other thing. See, in the trailer, you see the cars on the track. Um, you do see some. They put up, deep career mode, but and that always gets my attention. But I'm gonna let you guys know right off the bat. I'm just guessing, right? And I could be wrong, but you're not gonna get I don't think you're gonna get anything that you have that more than what we get with the Heat series right now. What we've seen with the Heat series, I think at best that's what you'll see here. You might not even see the customization, right? Because one thing that stood out to me, it says you'll be playing, or you'll be able to play as Aaron Rutzel. All right, now maybe I'm misreading it, right? It says you'll be able to play as Aaron Rutzel. Does that mean you can't have a custom created character? That you'll only have that option as playing as this one guy and that you're role playing as him? Or it does say you'll be able to play as him. Maybe it's a choice. Maybe you could play as him or as yourself, and as a customized character. I don't know, right? But it kind of sticks out to me like maybe the customization in this game may be lacking, right? You might not get much, if anything, because the other thing is in the trailer, or I haven't read anywhere, maybe I missed, you guys can correct me, maybe you read it somewhere, but if there was any customization, they would have shown it. And the reason is this game's coming out in a week. It's not like, oh, this is coming out in the summer and there's plenty of time and they're releasing information in little tidbits. No, the game's coming out next week. Everything there is to know about the game, they're going to tell you now. So they didn't show anything in terms of customization. So who knows? Maybe you'll get a few templates, maybe at best. I wouldn't expect more than that. I might be wrong, but why wouldn't you highlight that, right? I would show everything because the game's coming out in a week. So I didn't really see anything in terms of customization. Um, it the things they did show a lot of is the type of point and click mobile feely type selections in terms of setting up the cars, or expenses in building these cars. You got the options to buy new equipment or repair damaged or used equipment. um, it looks like maybe they may have gone a little deeper than what we see with NASCAR Heat 4 in terms of that type of management. At best, that's when they say deeper career mode or deep career mode, that might be what they're alluding to. They're saying, hey, you're going to have to make a lot more decisions in the management department, but it's still point clicky type of things like we see in the NASCAR Heat series, which have this mobile game feel to it. Hold on a second. My wife will pick it up. Anyway, I'm sorry for that, guys, but oh my god. We're getting these constant, never-ending fucking calls from telemarketers and these fucking robocalls, and we get them all day long. So that's a real pain in the ass. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. That's neither here nor there. Let me get past that. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear that. My wife is she's yelling at them in the background. All right, enough of that. Where was I? Okay, the management system. I think it's going to be a lot like what we see in NASCAR Heat, but it might go deeper. But presentation wise, or yeah, I would not expect anything. Again, the game's coming out in a week. Everything that's in the game, I think they shoehorned it in there. So it is what it is. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. Um, Full disclosure, I'm not a fan of dirt racing. I don't play the dirt series at all in the NASCAR Heat games. I just go right to the NASCAR side of things, the trucks, Xfinity, Cup. That's where my attention goes. Uh, if you're a fan of dirt racing in the NASCAR Heat series, you'll be a fan. I think of this. I think you'll like it. It's fun. It looks fun, and it's $30. I mean, really, you can't. I honestly, I don't think you can ask for more than that. Also, we don't know how long they've been working on this game, and it couldn't have been long. So I think they used a lot of assets, maybe from the NASCAR Heat Series. I don't know how that works out. I'm just guessing. Maybe they got permission to I don't know. The bottom line is, if you, I would expect the game is gonna look and feel like NASCAR Heat. And if you like the dirt racing in that, you'll like it here. And it might add a few extra bells and whistles in terms of the management of the career mode. But I see nothing about uh, customization or presentation. So I wouldn't expect there to be anything. It's gonna look and feel, I think, like NASCAR Heat 4. It's $30. They couldn't have been working on this game very long. I think this is something they put together in a short period of time, and I wouldn't have my expectations would be that it's going to be a lot like NASCAR Heat 4. That's my prediction. I could be wrong, but believe me, if the game's coming out in a week and they just pushed all this out now, this big announcement, and it's $30, everything that you want to know about the game, I would think you saw it in the trailer. So I wouldn't expect things that I didn't see. Those are my thoughts. Um, I'm not gonna get. I don't think I'm getting the game. I'm just not a fan of dirt racing. That's just a personal thing. That doesn't mean I think the game looks bad. I think it'll be fun. And if you like the dirt racing in NASCAR Heat, I don't see why you wouldn't like this. I think it looks cool. I noticed one thing. The setup page is a bit different. So the setups on these cars is way different from like NASCAR vehicle. So it's a little different for me. I don't know. I guess those are really my thoughts, and just really basing it on the trailer, what I've read, and the fact that it's $30 and it's coming out next week. I would not expect more than what you see in the trailer. And I know sometimes people have a tendency to let their wishful thinking sort of drive them, and they're probably like, "Man, I wonder if there's this in the game or that, or I wonder, does it have a paint booth, or I wonder if you're going to be doing certain things that you see in other sports titles." I would say no. I'm just, if I was a gambling man, I'm just telling you, I expect what you saw in the trailer and nothing more. And it's okay. It's $30. It's coming out, in a week. It's something that to, hold the time over. You can play online with up to 25 guys. I think if you like dirt racing, you'll like it. If you're expecting something a lot uh, deeper, you're going to be disappointed, I think. But it's $30. Take it for what it is. And Monster Games has done a decent job, all things considered. Maybe they tweaked the dirt physics a bit and stuff like that, but that's what I would expect. So those are my thoughts on that. If there's something that I'm not aware of that maybe one of you guys read somewhere or as always, let me know in the comment section. But those are my thoughts. So I look forward to your comments, and I want to know what you guys think about what I think of the game, and what do you think of the game? Are you gonna get it? So it might be something that people would get, now that the Daytona 500 is coming, and you've got that NASCAR fever coming, and you just want you'll take anything that comes out. So uh, I don't know. It's not for me, that's for sure. But I'll still keep an eye out. I'll be looking at the YouTube uploads and stuff like that and see how people like it. But I have a suspicion that people are going to say, yeah, it's NASCAR Heat 4. They tweaked a few things here and there, but it feels like the Dirt Series and that. So that's it. I look forward to your comments and later.